In this video, I'll show you how to create a stunning podcast or video with Riverside. It's important to note that you must first be using a computer or laptop with Google Chrome in order to use Riverside. Let's start by creating a new studio by clicking Create New Reusable Studio. Give your studio a name, select whether you want it to be audio and video or audio only, then click on Enter Studio Now to set up your studio. You'll now be in the Riverside Green Room. Enter your name and select whether or not you're using headphones. If you select I'm not using headphones, echo cancellation will automatically be enabled. Next, accept the camera permissions, then select the right microphone, camera, and speaker you want to use. If you're the producer of the show or you just don't want your microphone or camera to be recorded, but you want to monitor the session, you can click on Join as a Producer. I'm going to join as a host. Now you'll be in the Riverside studio. The live call quality that you see here is not the same as the local recordings that you'll download afterwards. Riverside records both audio and video locally on your computer first, then uploads it to the cloud where you can then download the high-quality recordings after. On the right side of the studio, under Participants, you'll see everyone in the studio, what resolution they're recording in, and the equipment they're using. Along the bottom of the studio, you'll see a few more options. You'll be able to start and stop your recording, and you can use the hang up button to end the call. Recordings will continue to upload in the background, but communications with your guests will end. Next, let's invite a guest to join us in the studio. In the drop-down, we can choose whether we want to invite a guest, producer, or audience to our studio. You can then copy and share the link, or you can invite your guest by email. This will send your guests an automated email with the link as well as setup instructions. Make note that your guest must also be using a Google Chrome browser on a computer or laptop. If your guest wants to record using their phone, they can also use the Riverside iOS app available on iPhone. When you're ready to record, click on Start Recording at the bottom of the studio. You and your guests will see a countdown appear to prepare you for recording. While recording, you'll see a red dot appear indicating that the recording streams are working perfectly. While recording, you can see the status of the upload on the right as well as the file sizes increase as you record. Riverside automatically does progressive uploading while your recording is in progress. To stop recording, click on Stop Recording at the bottom. Pay special attention to the upload progress and make sure that you get the notification saying that your recordings have been uploaded. If you or your guests leave too early, you can go to riverside.fm/upload. Now your recordings will appear in the recording section on the right under the studio tab. Now that I'm finished recording my episode and I'm back in the dashboard, I want to download the files I just recorded. In the recordings tab for the studio, you'll see the separate audio and video files for each participant. You can download individual local recordings in high-quality WAV and MP4 files. For videos, we recommend downloading the constant frame rate MP4 since it'll be synced up to the audio much better. On the top right-hand side of your recordings list, you should also see the Share Recordings button. This will provide you with a link to send to someone else so that they can access these recordings to download them directly for editing or publishing. If you want to save time on post-production, you can also use the Magic Editor. In the Magic Editor, you'll be prompted to choose which tracks you want to add to the episode and choose whether you just want the audio for certain tracks. You can also give each participant a priority. Priority is used for the grid layout where each video is displayed from left to right. So choosing a priority of 1 will display that participant on the left side of the screen, with each increasing number displaying that participant to the right. Next, you can choose the layout for your video using the grid layout or AI speaker view. Selecting grid will split the screen equally between all participants. You can choose whether you want the videos to fill the screen or have gaps, showcasing the background design. You can also select your corner radius to be sharpened or rounded. You can also choose to keep the original aspect ratio so the video doesn't get cropped. You can then select a background image or upload your own. You can select your logo, then resize it by moving it around in the preview. If you select the AI speaker view, Riverside will automatically switch the frame to the person who's speaking. This is different than the Zoom speaker view, where the AI speaker changes before you start talking, and it won't switch cameras if a guest makes a small noise like a laugh or a cough. You can choose one of 3 AI speaker layouts: full, split, or shared. In the last step, you can give your file a name choose your export quality, and select whether or not you want to normalize the audio level so they all have the same volume. You can also select to remove the background noise from the recordings. Here, you can also select whether or not you want Riverside to generate a transcript of your recordings. When you're happy with your export settings, click Export. Your file will now be processed and you'll be notified when your file is ready to be downloaded. When your file is ready to be downloaded, you'll find the composed files in the dashboard under the Magic Editor Projects tab. For more information and additional help, head over to riverside.fm/support.